Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the Leaders in Logistics Summit, and we are doing wrap-up session here from the conference. My name is Andre Veskimeister, and I'm the founder of the Parcel Locker Central. And today here with me are two distinguished gentlemen from the industry: Alan Barrie from the YEEP lockers and Delivery London and Stamp-Free. Anything else?
That's it for now.
Okay, thank you. And Bernhard Bukovc from the Connect to Post. Thank you for coming. How are you doing, guys?
All good. It's been a busy couple of days, but really, really good. This event's getting better and better.
Yeah, talking about the event. So, how do you feel? What do you already mentioned? You feel good. It was a good event. What made it good for you this year?
There's a good structure. They were talking about the right things just now, and it was quite good. Even in the last session on sustainability, it broke out almost into an argument about whether people are doing enough. So there was a bit of challenge in there, because I think that this is an industry that needs to challenge itself at the moment. It's doing a lot of the right things, but as usual, not fast enough and far enough. Yep. So there's some hope out there, and when you get people together and you create a dynamic, then it kind of concentrates the mind. And that's what we've been seeing for the last 2 days.
Yeah, I was doing yesterday the word cloud for myself and trying to identify what words were used mostly. And then definitely first one is sustainability that was used. Second is AI. This was definitely a year of AI. Then electric vehicles, EVs. What else? What are the
innovation startups?
Yeah.
I think one of the takeaways that I have here is this event has been around for several years. I haven't seen so many startups here. In the previous years we always had startups, but this year it really established itself as an event where you have startups, you have postal parcel companies, and you have everybody willing and open to engage with each other. So this is, I think, one thing that we can clearly see, that postal parcel companies, the market is changing, as I said, Alan, and one of those things is that postal and parcel companies start looking who is providing those new innovations, who can help us with some of those things. You said AI is one of those buzzwords of the second day. Absolutely true. AI, everybody is playing around with AI. There are some very concrete solutions out there. Several postal parcel companies have implemented it, but it's getting better and better. And if you just look at what are the potentials within the next 1, 2, 3 years, they are enormous. But we are in the infancy of this technology. So everybody is just keen to learn more, to get together with the experts, and to get ready for all those changes that are going on. And this is, I think, amazing here. You felt it throughout the 2 days.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we have to talk also something that was missing here, and one thing that was missing during those conferences before, there has been talk about omni-channel delivery, and this year it was only home delivery and out-of-home delivery. So there is no this kind of approach that there are several ways of delivery. So is it only me who didn't feel that?
Well, I feel that there's almost joined up thinking now, but they haven't quite connected. So another word that I heard a lot was collaboration. People talked about collaboration. Now, I've heard people talking about collaboration for a long time, but I don't see a lot of collaboration happening. You know, there are some great examples. Bernhard and I both know, we both work for IPC, a collaboration, a shareholding with common goals, common aims. If there's a good reason to collaborate, then it can and will happen. And I think in the last mile, you've got some of the best opportunities there to work together, if people really think it. Now, it's only going to happen if 3 things actually come together. So, can you do something which is clearly more efficient, so there's a bottom line benefit in doing it? That's great, standard business. Can you do it if it brings you the sustainability gains that you require by working together? And then the most important thing, if those 2 things are in place, can you actually design it so you genuinely bring something better to improve customer options, customer experience? And if you can actually get that connect done, then there's a good reason to collaborate. But right now, people are holding back for it, saying collaboration, the C word, but not doing it. And I think that hopefully by the time we come here next year, we see some shining examples of genuine collaboration to get those gains. We'll see. I don't know if you think the same, Bernhard.
I think you're right, absolutely. The thing is, as it is very often in the industry, there must be this pain point. You have to reach a certain pain point. And maybe in some areas we are not there yet. So you have many operators who still think, well, it's good. Parcel volumes are growing, okay, right now, okay, they're not growing so much, they may be even declining, but still the perspective is quite positive, the volumes are high, there are still profits. I think once we see things changing in the market structure, and it's changing, and we see that parcel volumes are going other ways, we see that competition is increasing. We just did a survey and a report that is going to be published next week, in which comes out the biggest challenge and the biggest concern from post and parcel companies at the moment is competition and market shares. And once this is really hitting bottom, and we get to the point where it is really becoming a problem for the industry, for the big players, then I think we'll see much, much more in the area of collaboration, because then you just have to look more for partnering. You just have to look for getting more efficiencies into your systems. And of course you can do that with technology, you can do that with many other things. But once you reach that point where everybody says, it's hard for us, our margins are going down, we are losing them, we are not making any money anymore. And at that point I think we'll see breakthrough of collaboration. But until then, I mean, I think you're right. It makes sense now already, but companies are still holding back.
They certainly are, but there's great opportunity. You link the things together, innovation. You either invent and build something, or you partner with somebody who's already thought it through. It's a fast route to bring it into your sphere of capability. So another one, it's not just about collaborating between carriers, logistics companies, it's things like local authorities, governments, etc., to try and create location to allow them to move faster to more sustainable solutions. Locker locations, companies like Vin2Go will make great progress initially by partnering with other companies, retail companies, etc. But the reality is, to get close to people, you need to get where they live, and there aren't always shops there. It's about deep rural, deep residential. So collaboration is about partnerships, multifaceted, multidimensional, and I'm seeing the beginnings of it. Open networks starting to emerge in this space that Bloq.it are working in, but actually it needs to go a lot further. We started to get companies starting to not think incrementally, but actually say, well, should this be the dominant delivery mode? If I go to Estonia, 80% of parcels are delivered to a consolidation point. Yeah? Why isn't that the norm everywhere? Because that means you're delivering to thousands of places, not millions of places. You do the maths.
Absolutely, and I think what you're saying here as well is that there are some areas where collaboration is easier than others.
Yeah.
Because if you go into the area where you have direct competition, for whatever reason, a technical solution in sorting or whatever, you have an edge there.
Yeah.
You might not want to share those things or do them together. But when it comes to sustainability, it's a completely different question, because there's another aspect to it, which is the public pressure.
Yes.
So you want to show that, and you know that one day governments, local governments, will demand things from you. For the last mile, for example, lockers is an excellent example. Not only the collaboration between now the postal or parcel companies, but maybe also others that are stepping into the market and are using those lockers. So I think there are many faceted, as you said, collaboration opportunities, and they are going to emerge. Absolutely, I think so. In sustainability, and where you can also have this second, the second very important aspect that you want to convey as a brand, as a branding towards the outside public, it plays a role.
Exactly.
But I see both of you are very energized and inspired from the conference, and I share that because it was a good conference, it was a good crowd involved, and I felt very positive attitude from everybody. If you're talking about collaboration, about innovation, everybody seems to be willing genuinely to do that.
It was, and we had some inspiring speakers there. In the innovation section, we listened to Ukraine Post, for example, talking about the situation they're in, which is a dreadful situation, but then talking about how it's actually accelerated innovation and change in that environment. And it came up with one of the quotes, I think, of the whole 2 days, which is, war is not an excuse not to do your job. Sounds like a great excuse not to do your job, but they'd taken the opposite view and saying we now need to do your job more effectively than we ever did. So they are now innovating and introducing change at a speed that was unheard of beforehand, and actually using it as an accelerator. Now, if we all put ourselves into that mentality, how much more could we get done? So, difficult jobs as everyone's got, some people have got it harder.
Yeah, but then you have, in some countries, you're comparing, war, with being innovative and doing more innovation, how important that is, right? And then you hear about some operators, they have to cut costs. And where do they cut costs? In new technologies, in innovation. And you just think, that's exactly the wrong direction. You're fully right. I mean, it's, you have to listen to those examples just to realize what a risk it is not to be innovative.
Yeah.
And if a post that is in a war zone and has really completely different challenges than all the other posts is doing something like this, and you just want to cut costs and cut down on innovation, on new technologies, on testing, on working with startups, that's completely wrong direction. But you see it rather often, unfortunately.
But yeah, with that, this is very good to wrap it up because I think that for the next time, I hope that we have agreed already about the sustainability issue. What is sustainable and what is not? Because this is very open question. Still, I think we need a clear sort of opinion on that. And most probably next time will be maybe even better conference like today, because it was excellent in my mind.
It was terrific, and I think that there's going to be more and more emphasis on following through. So some of these themes that everyone's nodding and saying this is good, a lot more reporting back on the actual delivery of that change, and people going further and faster in delivering the changes that this industry needs to do, because it's facing up to its own responsibilities as well as the market demands. Great stuff.
But thank you, gentlemen, and thank you for the organizers for the excellent conference. We will definitely see here next year.
Leaders in logistics in its next location. Look forward to it.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Andre, and thank you very much, Alan.